Now, if you'll just riffle through the map book and pick any page at random, just so we know it's random. Now, the marking pen, sir. Just punch it down any place at random. Now, I'll take the marking pen and the eye shield, Mr. Blake. And if you'll just slip on the rubber band to mark your page. The page and the point that you marked is the corner of Arroyo and Holly Drive in Pasadena. And if you went there and you looked north, I think you could draw a picture of a bridge with a big archway. Is that the way you did it, sir?
You looking for a confession, Lieutenant?
For being a magician instead of a real psychic? I don't think that's a crime, sir. Not even when you use a special map book, where all the pages are exactly the same. And the pen is a special pen, which won't make a mark on the page. Because the mark is already there. The same mark. In the same place, on every page. Arroyo and Holly Drive. Arroyo and Holly Drive. Arroyo and Holly Drive. I don't care where you look, it's always going to be the same. And an eye shield, so you can't see that the mark is already there. And a rubber band, so you can't turn back and see that all the pages are alike.
I think you missed your calling, Lieutenant.
As a psychic or a magician? Now, Max Dyson, he was a magician. And he knew ahead of time where the drivers were going and the 4 directions that they could look. And you knew that too, Mr. Blake. So you and Mr. Dyson must have known each other. So you could work the trick together.
Well done again, Lieutenant. When Max Dyson and I met a few days ago, we got together and rigged the test.
Why would he do that, sir?
I paid him. Max wasn't the most honest person in the world. And to my astonishment, I discovered some time ago that I wasn't either. Now that you've perceived these secrets of the human heart, I shall wish you a good night.
I think you killed him, sir. It was just a thought.
You're a very thoughtful person, Lieutenant.
I've asked you a lot of questions, Mr. Blake, and I'm sorry to say your answers have not been strictly truthful.
Been reading my mind again?
No, sir. I've been reading an old State Department report about how life was going for an American and an Englishman in an Ugandan prison. Would that be you and Mr. Dyson, sir? And if I told you that Mr. Dyson sold you out to get himself out of prison, would you call that a strong motive for murder? Would you agree with that as a motive, sir?
You'd make a bizarre executioner, Lieutenant. You'd ask the condemned man if he agreed with the rope.
Well, sir, we don't have you condemned yet, even if we consider this.
A cartridge.
A cartridge. Like the one I found here the other day. And I thought maybe the murderer left it. Maybe when he decided to kill Mr. Dyson with the guillotine to make it look like an accident instead of shooting him.
All that from a cartridge.
Well, this is where I found it. And then after you came here to help me, the cartridge was gone. That was very good the way you palmed it, Mr. Blake. I wish I could learn to do that. In finally, there's the guillotine. Do you mind, sir?
How hideous and beautiful.
Fantastic effect. And I couldn't figure out how it worked, and nobody would tell me. So I had to try and figure it out myself. Do you mind, sir? And I had to keep telling myself it's a trick, so I could think about it as a trick. And I finally figured out the trick is right there in the car, where it's marked safe and danger. Maybe another blade in there, the safe blade. Am I warm, sir?
What a pity Max isn't with us. You could have asked him.
I don't think he would have told me. Mr. Blake, would you mind fitting that collar over me the safe way?
Are you sure you trust me, Lieutenant?
Why not, sir? You're a magician. And the case I have against you, well, I have to admit it's not much of a case.
Then it's my pleasure. You were saying, Lieutenant, about your case?
All I have is motives, some lies, the missing cartridge. No, sir, I need at least one more piece of evidence, and if I know you, sir, you're not going to give it to me. But I'm going to keep trying to convict you, Mr. Blake, because you did murder Mr. Dyson. It was you who killed him, sir. That's something we both have to face. Not a doubt in the world.
No doubt at all.
Just a matter of time.
No, there is no time, Lieutenant. Time is just a magic trick.
And that, sir, is the last piece of evidence. It's the label, sir. Safe and danger. I have to admit I was very cynical, Mr. Blake. I reversed the labels. You seem very startled. Is it something I've done? It's like hiccups, sir. Sometimes it takes a shock to bring you out of it. You're under arrest for the crime of murder. And I'll have to apply the penalty, sir. Just one more thing.